Hello, beautiful people. Hello, Facebook. How are you today? Good to see you live again. And if that's your first time you see me live or you see this video in replay and you don't know who I am, my name is Natalia. I am an inner mastery and consciousness mentor. And today I'll speak about the subject that not so many people are covering, and I'll share it based on my own experience and based on the clients that I've been working with, and that is the process of ascension of consciousness or ascension of consciousness for women, because it happens differently for women. Now, ascension of consciousness, when we talk about ascension to higher planes of consciousness or the essence of the being that you are is not gender specific. It's not a female or male, but you are still in a body, in a form, and your form defines specifics of the way that the process of awakening and ascension of consciousness is happening for you specifically, for your individual consciousness in this body that is watching this video now. So it has peculiarities, or it has differences. The process has differences. How it happens for women, how it happens in a female body. And today I will cover the main areas that women need to focus on, especially those women who are called to rise in their state of consciousness or are going through this process. So you need to know what is going on, what is happening with you, and why you feel uh, the way you feel. Now, if you find this video live, please say who you are, say hi, and let me know where you are watching from. I'm always happy to see people whom I know, and of course to meet new people. I have a lot of new people who are subscribed to my Facebook and to my YouTube channel. And if you find this video in a replay on my YouTube channel, please hashtag replay. Let me know you watched it. And if you have not subscribed yet to my YouTube channel, please do so. I would appreciate that. So, coming back to the subject, ascension of consciousness for women. What is happening in these specific times that women feel an enormous pressure inside? And it doesn't matter if they do any spiritual work or any inner development work. All of them, or all of us, feel the pressure, the inner buildup of inner pressure that makes us feel like we are not ourselves. Yeah. So if that's happening for you, just comment below and let me know if you can resonate with that. So, and that build up of pressure, many women do not understand, and they think that they need to do certain activities in the world. So uh, women mistaken that pressure that is put on them to ascend in consciousness, or in other words, to come home to themselves. They mistaken it to achieve certain things in their outer existence. For example, they mistaken that their effort is an effort to pursue a business or to pursue a career or to pursue a family. So they focus on the outward expression. But then what they realize that still the pressure is not going away, and they're still not having that deeper inner fulfillment and deeper inner wholeness that they were hoping to get when they create an empire, for example, or when they have a relationship, or when they have a child. And at that point of time, if you are sufficiently aware, and if you're watching this video, I'm sure that that's your case. The way for you forward is not to look outward for the object and things to give you happiness, to give you love, to give you fulfillment, to give you fullness, but to turn inward and explore the deeper dimension of yourself, the essence of the beings that you are. Because for a woman, it is essential to be at home with herself. Well, it is essential for a man as well, but if man can operate being a mess and being disconnected, if man can do that, women cannot. You know yourself, if you're not at home with yourself, if you do not feel fully fulfilled and fully whole and fully at home, you are you are disoriented. You are disoriented and you don't know what to do, and you don't know who you are, and you don't know where to go. Even despite the fact that you may actually achieved a lot in your life, you still feel that you don't know. You don't know what to do, and what you don't know what is next for you, and you don't know um, what is that gifts and talents that you have inherently, naturally, as a God-given gifts. Because see, a woman is a very specific creature. She is much more advanced than a man. And I'm not saying that in any disrespectful terms. I'm saying that in her body and in her psychology and in her energetic setup, she is much stronger, much more intuitive, and much more wise than a man. Because a woman, by her nature, in her natural state, let's say if you would grow in a perfect world, which is not the case, of course, as we know, you would grow in your natural state of love. And the process of ascension of consciousness for women is essentially about coming back to that state of love within themselves. Yeah. As we know, our world does not have much love in it, and operating in this heavily egoistic or heavily masculinized world, where you need to use force, where you need to assert yourself, when you need to compete, when you need to perform, when you need to strive, when you need to achieve, that all deteriorates your natural state. Yeah, so it's it all covers up your natural state with so much density, with so much structure, with so much force that is simply not natural to you. It's not natural for a woman to struggle. It is not natural for a woman to be all into the achieving mode. It is not natural for a woman to get to run after things. It is not natural. It is not your nature. I'm not saying that you cannot do that. You can do that, but it is not your nature. And your nature is love, of course. The nature is love, the loving essence that you are. Yeah. So what is it that nature that you need to come to? That nature is God in you, or the source in you. And and I'm sharing the secret that a woman is much closer to God than a man, because what a woman truly wants is actually surrender that personal self, that limitation, that years of struggle, years of stress, years of being abused and disrespected. She wants to surrender all of that, and she is ready to do that. That is the deeper, on a deeper level, because the process of embodying the essence that you are, the embodying the highest state, the supreme state of consciousness, your supreme being, is about surrendering. It's about surrendering all parts of your identity, of your personal self, or of your ego. And it is not natural for a woman in her natural state to have the personal self. I mean, it's normal because that's how we live in this world. It is normal, but it is not natural. It is absolutely not natural. And how do you know that it's not natural for you? Because you are not feeling at home with yourself. That's how you know that it's not natural for you. So, the collective consciousness of women in this point of time, especially in these times which are quite climacteric in the sense that we are going as a collective consciousness through extreme changes and elevation of consciousness of the human beings. So we, the women, each individual woman, each individual consciousness in each individual body, inherited a part of collective consciousness, a lot of pain, a lot of disturbances from not only from your parents and from your ancestors, but from the collective consciousness of humanity through all these generations of mistreatment and disrespect and abuse of women. So each woman in her body carries a share of that, and that can come up quite strongly. And you, as you may notice, uh, it can come up quite strongly for you, especially uh, in in the times. Well, first it can come up when you are emotionally disturbed. It can come up in your relationships with your partner, and especially it comes up during your moon cycle, during your period where a lot of that inherited pain comes up for you, so you can that you can be cleansed of that and renew and rejuvenate yourself. And if you see that happening for you, let me know in the comments. I would love to see that you recognize that happening for you, because I know that it's something that not many women are aware of, the changes of their psyche, and why sometimes they get certain moods that they can't even explain. Yeah. So for a woman coming back home to herself, she has to liberate herself from all that pain. And to summarize that pain, I can say that it's the pain of not being loved. And that comes from the childhood, that you have not been loved since the childhood, or have not been loved enough properly by your parents, because the usual human love is not really that love that we are talking about here. And a lot of young little girls have been damaged by the parents because they were put in such oppressive conditions where they could not express herself, where she could not do what she wanted, where she always criticized for being who she is. And then, of course, all women are going through the experiences with men, where you are facing man in his normal condition, unless of course you come to you meet a man who is conscious enough, who is evolved enough and working on himself, but these are in minority. But regular men, they just you might have experienced heartbreaks, you might have experienced dishonesty, and all of these things, yeah, that so many women, myself included, have been going through. And the part of ascension of consciousness for a woman is transcending all of that pain, all of that heartbreaks, all of that insecurities, all of that self-doubt, all of that fear. Because if you are not in your natural state, you are prone to fear. And a lot of women suffer from anxiety and panic attacks. And the reason is deeper inner anxiety, rooted in fear, the fear of tomorrow. What's gonna happen to me? What's gonna happen to my children? Especially if you are a single mother, how I'm gonna feed myself, how I'm gonna feed my children. Or even if you are an established businesswoman, still an anxiety. What's gonna happen with my business? What if I don't have clients? What if? That is the psychology of women, based on the past, based on that dysfunctional past that we all inherited. We are all part of that world that has been created mainly by men in their personal egoic states, and that's what we inherited. So it is our role now as women, as a rising conscious women, to create change in the world, but not through marching across the streets or c- turning against man. Turning against man is not gonna solve anything. In fact, in fact, the truth is that all women that are turning against man, that are protesting, that are fighting, that actually they all fighting for one thing: to be loved, to come back to that state where they acknowledge that they are loved, that they are appreciated, because that is what you are here for. If someone tells you that you are here to run your business, or if someone tells you that you are here to take care of your husband and produce children, that's all very good, but your main reason why you are here in this body, in this as a woman, is to be loved, to be appreciated, and to be acknowledged. And it is your task as an ascending woman to come to that state of love within yourself, because you cannot demand love from anyone unless you give it to yourself first, unless you come to that deeper dimension of yourself, to come home to yourself and embody the essence that you are. And the essence that you are is love, is a pure state of love, pure overflowing divine love. And with this love, you can change not only your personal circumstances, you can be the leader, leading in truth and love, leading from this place and helping women, helping men to come to that state themselves, utilizing whatever natural gifts that you have. Or even if you are doing if you are an entrepreneur and you're running an empire, you can do it in a different way. You can still be loved and you can still do it. But when you do that from the place where you embody the essence that you are, you will see that you will do it with ease, you will do it with flow, there won't be any fear, and you will do it from the place of love, because that is the only thing that is drastically needed in the world. That is love. And if you can tell me something else, I invite you to look deeper, and you see that what the world needs now is love. And that love starts from women getting themselves right, getting themselves to that state of love within themselves, and sharing that in whatever capacity is destined for them by the higher consciousness, by the high intelligence, by God, when they leave this state and when they leave this highest destiny and express themselves naturally and express and share whatever they have to share in this world. Okay, you cannot hear me? Well, I hope you heard at least something of what I said. If you have any questions, you can leave them underneath your video. And if you are a woman who feels deep within herself a calling to come home to herself, to come to the depths of essence that you are, so that you could be that embodiment of that divine principle of feminine in yourself, because the divine feminine only comes where there is no personal self. Divine feminine does not come just because you think that you are divine feminine. No, it does not happen like that. Divine feminine comes when you surrender all the parts of your identity, of your personal self or of your ego. And then when this happens, then you are in the state of love. And you can do a lot of things in the world. So if that's your calling, if you want to embody your highest destiny, if you want to serve others, to serve truth and serve love, I invite you to send me a message for an opportunity to work with me one-to-one. I have places for Essence mentorship for 3, 6, and 12 months. And I invite amazing women, beautiful women as yourself to join me in the journey of ascension and in the journey of embodying the essence that you are. Thank you so much for watching this video. It was a pleasure sharing that with you, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.